It's these final 10 games of the season when you know that there are playoff implications on the line and you need to get a groove going before the playoffs actually tip off.
Yeah.
Like, it's now or never, really, in my opinion.
We said that last week, too.
I know.
Hank McCoy.
Mario Not Bros 2. Do you have a copy of my rundown? Because they sent us a super chat and they said, okay, call it now. Suns record these last 10 games. That's exactly where we're headed. Who wants to start?
Well, they're playing, some of the top teams in each conference. And so when I look at that, and there's a stat that I'll bring up later on, but they've been relatively 500 to this point against those teams. And I think they're going to stay about that. I think they're going to be 5-5 against these teams.
Okay. I don't love that. Gerald, you picked the same thing.
Yeah, I did. I'm going 5-5. They've got a 3-game road trip coming up at Denver, at OKC, at New Orleans, with Beal and Nurk currently questionable for the first of those 3. Then they got 4 at home: Cleveland, Minnesota, New Orleans, LA. And then they finish with a 3-game road trip: LA on the second night of a back-to-back, Sacramento and Minnesota. Like, that's a tough stretch. I think if they go 5-5, I would actually not be, my expectations have been lowered, but like 5-5 at this point for me would be good considering who they're playing.
This ain't gonna change for me. Before the Philly game, I said 7-3 in the last 10. So I'm not gonna change based on what happened yesterday. Listen, I look at this gauntlet and I say, listen, you're gonna play Denver tomorrow. We don't know what's gonna happen with Brad Beal and Nurk, but they're also dealing with issues in their lineup, and we don't know what they're gonna do tomorrow. So that could be a complete wash. But I do think I look at Denver and I look at OKC. And in a lot of ways, I feel like those are the 2 toughest games in these next 10. Because you got Minnesota twice without Karl Anthony Towns. And you got the Pelicans twice without Brandon Ingram. And then you got the Clippers, who are falling off the face of the earth and nobody wants to talk about.
Their coach called them soft, didn't he?
He did.
Right.
Yeah.
So 6 of those 10 games are against teams that are ahead of you. You can make up ground and are currently dealing with some stuff. Now, if the Suns can take advantage of that, well, I like their chances being 7-3. You're at home against a Cleveland team that may not have Donovan Mitchell. So everyone's dealing with things. We got to take it game to game, but I would not be shocked at all if they go 7-3. And I think it starts tomorrow. If they can find a way to split these 2 between Denver and OKC, I think they give themselves a good path.
I'm rolling with 6-4 for this one because I'm trying to be positive. I think 7-3 might be too much, and 5-5 makes me feel bad. So I went with a happy medium on this one. But also, again, like we've been saying, if there's a time that you're going to flip that switch and turn it on, it's right now. It's these final 10 games of the season when you know that there are playoff implications on the line and you need to get a groove going before the playoffs actually tip off.
Yeah.
Like, it's now or never, really, in my opinion.
We said that last week, too.
I know, but last week, it was lesser competition.
Yeah.
So you could, in theory, if you wanted to play this game, you could make the argument that it's lesser competition. Sure, it matters just as much, but again, these guys are superstars. They want to play the best of the best. Well, here's your chance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're going to use that as an excuse at all, it's out the door now.